and the children in your life coping? For many children and youth, these last couple of years have brought ongoing fear, stress, and uncertainty. With schools reopening their classroom doors, how do we support students in ways that strengthen school attachment and engagement? In an average school year, 1 in 5, or 20% of children and youth, require emotional and behavioral health support. After COVID, rates for students' social, emotional, and behavior concerns are expected to double and even triple. This may prove to have significant impact on students' social, emotional, and behavioral well-being. How do we support our students' increased needs? How do we promote well-being and build resilience? We build resilience through a multi-tiered system of support for both academics and non-academics to support the whole child. Non-academic support includes social, emotional, and behavioral well-being. DOE and its partners collaborated on a plan to provide learning opportunities with multiple entry points for individuals, schools, districts, and charters to improve systems, data, and practices through an equitable lens. In light of the pandemic's disruption to students' experiences, this work has become more important than ever. Since March 2020, the federal government has passed 3 relief packages in response to the COVID-19 pandemic that include unprecedented support for K-12 schools. Using these elementary and secondary school emergency relief (ESSER) funds, the Delaware Department of Education has funded the development and implementation of this SEBW plan. Many agencies have come together to collaborate and ensure that we have research-based and equitable resources. This plan is an opportunity to connect with the other change agents who are looking to increase accessibility of social, emotional, and behavioral support to schools. Where did this work begin? DOE used the pre-existing Project Delaware groundwork as a roadmap for what works when implementing evidence-based mental health services in school settings within the context of a multi-tiered system of support. Capital School District, Colonial School District, and Indian River School District are all a part of Project Delaware. Funding for this project is provided through a 5-year federal Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration grant. Using what the districts and partners have learned through this existing project, they were able to take those lessons and create the outline for a plan that would encompass the entire state and use multiple entry points for access to information and supports. So what exactly is the Social Emotional Behavioral Wellbeing Plan, or SEBW plan? The plan was created to strategically deliver a variety of foundational, social, emotional, and behavioral resources and supports to guide schools or districts through exploration, installation, or implementation of a multi-tiered system support framework focused on social, emotional, and behavioral outcomes. The key goals for this plan are for districts and schools to install and sustain effective multi-tiered systems that support the social, emotional, and behavioral well-being for all students. Align related social, emotional, and behavioral initiatives and resources for greater impact, as well as selecting and installing team-based leadership. Implementing high-quality SEBW instructional materials at each tier of support. Use multiple sources of data, for example, universal screening data, progress monitoring data, and implementation data to identify and respond to social, emotional, and behavioral needs across the tiers of support. Ensure equitable access for each student, which will increase outcomes. Every district and school is different. This plan recognizes that. We know that implementation is a process rather than an event. We hope that this mindset will lead to sustained change. To make sure we are providing the appropriate support, the SEBW project uses phases of implementation informed by the National Implementation Research Network. Each district or school will fall into one of 3 levels. Level 1, Exploration Stage. Assess needs and explore related practices and resources to support the MTSS framework. Level 2, Installation Stage. Adopt or install a new approach and streamline communication. Level 3, Implementation Stage. Increase district-wide fidelity and impact. Within each level, There are differentiated resources and training opportunities to help make progress in the implementation of a multi-tiered system support framework focused on social, emotional, and behavioral outcomes. This plan provides a unique opportunity to combine the various practices and skills of student, social, emotional, and behavioral wellness to support districts in a new and exciting way. As districts and schools begin to embark on this journey, I'm sure you are wondering what support will look like. Each level of support within the plan includes 4 major components. Systems, which involve establishing MTSS. System enhancements, which ensure equity and integration of mental health supports within MTSS. Data, to build MTSS data practices. And practices, to build educator knowledge and skills. Level 1 system resources include webinars and training opportunities to support needs assessment, integration of social-emotional learning and positive behavior interventions and supports, and inform educators about evidence-based practices. Also under the Level 1 system support is the Whole Child Community of Practice. This is a statewide facilitated learning network focused on whole child development and reducing the non-academic barriers to learning. Level 1 system enhancement resources include MTSS for Equity Resources, which helps districts and charters build a commitment to enhancing educational equity. Included here are resources and professional development opportunities on embedding trauma-informed practices within MTSS and the interconnected systems framework structure. Level 1 data resources include a variety of webinars created by our partners at the Delaware PBS project. There are also tools within this level that will help teams self-assess their tools and process to ensure effective implementation. The 4th component within each level is practices. In Level 1, these supports are wide-reaching to appeal to the unique needs that occur in each school. The Delaware Department of Education encourages teams to participate in these opportunities together so that they can learn and apply the content more effectively among the buildings they serve. A major goal for the SEBW plan is increasing mental health literacy. The Department of Education and its partners are committed to reducing the stigma around mental health, as well as informing more people about the signs to look for when someone is experiencing a mental health crisis. In conjunction with Project Delaware and Project Thrive, the SEBW team will be sending out information regularly about upcoming youth mental health first aid training. We'll also be offering the opportunity to become a trainer in this course. What if you need more support? As your school or district advances through the implementation stages, there will be more opportunities for more individualized support and coaching. Levels 2 and 3 offer the opportunity to partner with the SEBW team and take a deeper look into the specific processes within your school or district to make improvements to your existing framework. COVID-19 is something that many of us could have never predicted. It has caused a major disruption in the normalcy we all knew. Many children witnessed school closures, financial hardship, social isolation, and gaps in healthcare. Some experienced illness, loss, and trauma in their home. Others faced food insecurity and unstable or insufficient housing. For a child, these circumstances can be overwhelming. The Social-Emotional Behavioral Wellbeing Plan can be a great step towards resilience and recovery. By collecting relevant data, implementing evidence-based practices, and using the lessons we learned through Project Delaware to guide the work of the SEBW plan, we will continue to make great strides towards equitable access to mental health services, reduction of stigma around mental health, and healthier, more sustainable systems of support. We invite you to be a part of the continuation of the SEBW plan. The SEBW team values meaningful partnerships. We will continue to find innovative ways to engage all stakeholders in this process. Stay tuned for what's coming up next. Whether you are an educator, administrator, or community member, you're an important part of this work. You can send feedback or questions to the contact listed or visit our website. Be well.